I want to talk to you about domestically. I know we've covered a lot of important foreign policy things, but here in the US, and it's actually related foreign policy because I would say that Justin Trudeau was way more aggressive against his own people than the US and the Western world has been against Putin, unfortunately. But the truckers in Canada, protest for 3 weeks. But I want to turn to stateside here in America because on Wednesday of this week, they launched from California a convoy of their own, and it's making their way to Washington, D.C. Do you think there's a potential here for this convoy to be in some ways sort of like the Tea Party 2.0, that these are working class people? I looked up some U.S. Census data statistics. Truckers are working class, less educated. They're more likely to work more than 40 hours. They're more likely to be disabled. They're more likely to be a veteran. This is the backbone of America, and they're pissed off. So what do you think about this convoy domestically here?
Well, before I answer that, let me take a step back and say that the whole thing in Canada, 90% of truckers there were already vaccinated, unlike the US. And so I think it's one thing if you want to protest, but when you're blocking trade between two countries, I think that's a different thing. So I agree that they should have been removed. I don't agree with the emergency powers that Justin Trudeau has used, where they're going after people who are contributing money. That's a very dangerous precedent. And I think it needs to be addressed. But as far as the domestic situation goes, a bunch of truckers going to DC is a protest. That's not blocking trade. That's not going to affect, 25% of the trade between Canada and the US, as blocking that one bridge that went from Windsor to Detroit does. So I think it's different. And I think in this country, we're certainly more used to protests. So I think it'll kind of be, my prediction is that it'll end up being a whole lot of nothing. I think it's important. Truckers are very important. I think they're overworked. I think they're underpaid. I think they're worried about their jobs being taken away by automation. But it's a lonely, tough life out there. And I think we need to give support.